The Internet Archive. It's one of those things that you probably don't think about every day. But trust me, if it ever disappeared, you'd really miss it. Imagine trying to pull up an old YouTube page, an early version of a website, or finding lost media, only to realize it's gone forever. But here's the thing, thanks to a few recent blows, the Internet Archive might actually not be around for much longer. So what happened? As the name suggests, the Internet Archive is a massive online library. It's a non-profit that has been quietly preserving a staggering amount of web content, from books, music, videos, you name it, ever since the late 90s. And its most famous feature? The Wayback Machine. This thing lets you view how websites looked at different points in time, which has been invaluable for researchers, journalists, and even YouTubers like me. And also just regular people who get a kick out of internet nostalgia. It's not just about websites though. The Internet Archive has been digitalizing books, creating an enormous virtual library that was particularly useful during the pandemic. But well, that's where the problem started. In 2020, a group of major publishers decided to sue the Internet Archive for copyright infringement. Why? Because during the COVID-19 pandemic, the archive started lending out books from its collection, without enforcing the usual digital lending restrictions. Basically, they let people borrow unlimited copies of the same book, something that didn't sit well with the publishers, especially since they went beyond what traditional libraries do. The publishers claimed it was copyright infringement. The Internet Archive argued that it was providing the public a service in a time of crisis. Well, earlier this year, the court sided with the publishers. The archive lost. They now face massive legal fees and may have to pull thousands of books from their collection. So what's the big deal? It's just some books. This sets a dangerous precedent for online libraries and preservation projects in general. It raises the question of what's next to be targeted. Web archives, old software, even out-of-print media that you can't find anywhere else. The whole point of the Internet Archive is to preserve culture, but now that mission is under threat. And as if things couldn't get worse, on October 9th, 2024, the Internet Archive was hit by a massive DDoS attack. At first it just looked like a regular disruption, but then things escalated quickly. Hackers managed to break through and steal data from 31 million users. We're talking email addresses, hashed passwords, IP addresses, and even some donation info. Now if you're anything like me, you probably have an old email address tied to your archive account. Maybe even a password you've reused a couple of times. Well, it's a good idea to update those, just in case. But don't panic, because most of the personal info was encrypted and hashed, which means it will probably take a while for them to decrypt it, especially with today's tech. So while your data is out there, the chance of it being cracked anytime soon are slim. Still, you know how it goes, better safe than sorry. But why would anyone do this? The Twitter account SN Black Meta claims that they are part of a group that launched the attacks. Because, wait for it, they say that the archive belongs to the USA, who support Israel. P.S. The archive does not belong to the USA, and neither are they funding Israel. Lamo. But I don't really believe it's them. Why don't I believe it? Well, this person claims to be able to hack a site, while not even being able to write the word blue correctly. And to top it off, the archive doesn't have the resources of a big tech company like Google or Facebook to recover from this kind of breach. They're a non-profit, already strained by legal battles, and this hack just made things way harder for them. What does all this mean? Well, the Internet Archive is hanging on, but barely. And if it goes under, we lose an irreplaceable record of our digital history. Imagine a future where you can't look up an old site, where books and videos that are no longer available anywhere else just disappear. The archive has been a quiet champion of internet freedom and knowledge, and we might just be watching it slip through our fingers. Look, it's not all doom and gloom. There are things we can do. For starters, the Internet Archive still relies heavily on donations. Every little bit helps, so if you got a few bucks to spare, consider supporting them. And if you're a researcher or just someone who enjoys deep diving into old internet content, make sure you're vocal about how important these archives are. Because without people backing it up, a project like the Internet Archive might just disappear. So let's hope this isn't the end. Because the world without the Internet Archive, that's a future a nerd like me doesn't really want to imagine. Anyways, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Internet Archive will survive this? Have you ever used it for research or nostalgia trips? And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and stay safe out there. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video while I'm making the bigger video. Expect that in the coming weeks. Have a nice day.